Hey there, fam. How's it going? Thank you so much for joining me for this general tarot reading. This is all signs, all humans, all good, no worries. And yeah, let's see what we can get into, shall we? Okie dokie, artichoke. I've already pre-shuffled, but you know me. Once I hit record, oi. So let's go ahead and give it a little shimmy. Whoop. The empty room. Nah. The healer. Okay, sorry, not sorry if you don't like that I keep y'all educated with the guidebook on these ones. This is a very interesting deck, and I've yet to see them all, so I'm still learning from it. Thank you for bearing with me. Otherwise, there are timestamps and stuff. You have complete control over how you watch this video. I got kitties making silly noises over here. The empty room haunts us all. It is the universal and all too frequent feeling of lack, of wanting, of the craving to fill ourselves with something, anything. We too often attempt to remedy the discomfort of the empty room by any means necessary, leading us to a culture of more. Ironically, the empty room is filled to the brim with potential, yet we perceive it as not enough. Okay, that's hitting hard. Okay, all right, thanks. Okay, if you're new here, that full title includes the word Kindred Souls. This card is a cry for patience, for sitting within the barren walls of not knowing, for awaiting true vision and purpose before attaching to what we should do next to save our outward appearance. Be with the nothingness. Be with the impatience. The empty room has immense power. Let others wonder what you are doing. If you can settle in the magic of emptiness, you will soon hear its whispers of wisdom. A day of silence is a surefire way to harness the power of the empty room. We're gonna reference Gandhi. The archetype of the empty room is also portrayed as the hungry ghost, always feeding and never satiated. When light, spaciousness, potential, possibility. When dark, addiction, insatiability, more for more's sake. The healer, the light worker, the gifted, the old soul. Though some claim the work of the healer as their gift and name it as their dharma, the force of the archetype is within everyone. It is our natural inclination to remember, to return to, and to reclaim that central and eternal life force from which we so easily drift away. In Sanskrit, the word avidya. I will never get upset if anyone corrects me and helps me to know how to properly say things. It is all good. It means forgetting. And it is said that this is the source of all suffering and dis-ease. The healer's mission then becomes to move through the comfort of forgetting, through the veils of ignorance and denial, to reveal the radiance that already exists. The healer approaches this in multiple ways, from multiple angles, knowing the cycle of healing is not linear. It is a multi-layered and circuitous process, always leading back to its own origin, much like the Ouroboros. The wounded healer is not someone who was wounded and is now healed. It is someone who continues to courageously break open the self and ego as a means for deep integration. The image of the serpent is eternally tied to healing and medicine, both Western and Eastern. Study the serpent and its power. That orange writing, my goodness. When light, self-contained, grateful, awake. When dark, tired, needy, forgetting its own practice. Well, don't these two go hand in hand? So that's the one that was like, hello, I want to come out now. And this is the one that I chose. I like it. All right, moving on to the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. I still love it. Treat your body like the palace it is. Our society, at least here in America, is so wonky right now, isn't it? It's so body positive, and yet Ozempic is thriving. Like, make it make sense. Can we just be allowed to be human and alive, comfortable in our own skin? Because right now, that's all I'm seeing, is we're not allowed to be human, actually. We can make a lot of claims, a lot of attempts, but here we are. You've been feeling self-conscious as of late, but the answer isn't to change anything about yourself. The answer is to learn to love the body you've been given. Avoid those crash diets, that extreme exercise, or any other unhealthy behavior. Take strides toward a healthy mindset that accepts yourself as you are, not what you feel pressured to be. We're being reminded so much of what is not only within us, however we may look, whatever these cards may mean for us as individuals, right? While we're able to relate to one another. It's reminding us of what's always been there. What is it that you want so badly that you're overlooking what you already have? What's so wrong with what you already have? If we're talking about ourselves, not like where we're living and who, we work with and where and those other specifics, but ourselves. This is very much so, has been a healing journey. We may be at our different various points on our own separate journeys, but we're still all connected, right? And sometimes that connection for some of us, whether you want to use terms like people pleasing and whatnot, sometimes it overrides ourselves, and we have to remember our own thoughts, our own way of thinking, how to teach our own subconscious minds the babble to, spew out at us, right? Because that can be that's one of the most difficult things of all, isn't it? When it comes to self-control and healing, battling your subconscious. Same thing with quitting like cigarettes, habits and all that. Oh, hey, guess what I didn't pre-shuffle? Okay. It's clarification time, fam. Let's see what kind of details we can get now. So since I did not pre, I'm going to just go to town on that right about now. Don't mind me. What? Come on. I know it's Wednesday, but dang. Oh, getting a glimpse of the 4 and the 7 of Swords. Take that as you will. It's a lot of mental shit going on, eh? Okay, I'm just trying to shuffle here. Feeling this very maternal energy coming through. It's very warm and similar to what I would kind of think of with like the Empress. Been there, done that. Can see, you know, with that hindsight so well right now. I'm very accepting. What is the clarification? Yeah, like that. Let's do it like that. And now I cut the deck. So, one thing that I always notice about the 8 of Cups is how hollow those cups look to me. You know, whereas usually you can, maybe not usually, but sometimes you can see a little something, something in there, right? I can't see anything in those cups. It always feels so hollow and superficial. It's the things that we figure out like, oh, okay, yeah, nah. No thanks. And we're better for it. You know, I'm really starting to feel like my life is just about learning to be okay with interruptions. I could be doing nothing for hours and hear from no one. As soon as I actually do something, everyone. We've learned a lot. We've figured some things out, and we're better for it. I believe is where we left off. All right, YouTube, all right. So, is it the world in the palm of our hands? Are we being beckoned forth since we've, you know, spent some time as a hermit, maybe? Did some healing. What is this vibe? That's a lot of freaking cups. We're being reminded to enjoy life again. It doesn't have to be superficial. Okay. So if you've been on that mountain, my dear fellow hermit, you're being beckoned off the mountain. Whatever that means for you. You know what I always say, as long as we have internet, we're good. We can reach the world. Is that enough, though? Is merely having the internet enough? What is it that you feel like you're being called to do? I know it's a horn, but it's really sticking out amongst all these cups to me right now. Goodness gracious. Yeah, you're being beckoned. There's a whole lot that you want to do that you still haven't, or you're just beginning. Is this just the beginning? There's so much. Oh my goodness, I said the world in the palm of your hand, and look at, oh my goodness. Hey, I love tarot. This is so much fun. I love it when that shit happens. Seriously though, if you haven't watched the previous video, I highly recommend it because it's all about this shit. It's like, I'm thinking of someone who has been walking around with this pain, with these wounds. And instead of letting them heal, they keep pouring salt into them. Or they keep picking at the scabs. I know some of us dig scars, but that's too much. It's way too much. Anything in excess is bad, okay? All of this work, all of this healing, and recognizing of oneself in the void, and it's like, almost like you just stopped off to go to the rest area, right? To be able to, you know, go to the bathroom on a long road trip, maybe stretch your legs a bit, thank goodness, maybe take a nap, a little bit of a nap, a little cat nap. But suddenly the sun's not even in the sky anymore, right? It's like being alive and knowing that you're doing things, and yet it's still more or less the same, because like there's a lot of healing that's gone on. I do not want to discredit that. A lot of healing has gone on. But there's still just a little more. We're still healing our hearts. Maybe, is it a matter of you've been on the sea so long that you no longer have land legs? You know, you're still wobbly on stable stable ground. Yes. Okay. I think, yeah. I'm trusting that came to mind. I'm thinking of Captain Jack Sparrow. If you know, you know, right? But you're going in the right direction. You know that this is right for you. And it's just that final bit of self-acceptance. And like the world is right there waiting for you. Everything that you want wants you. What if it is that simple? What if it is that valid? You know? What if that's really a thing? What if it's whatever the heck you want it to be? You know what I mean? This is your life. This is your heart. That's what I'm talking about. That's quite the balancing act we have going on here. That's a lot of freaking royalty, fam. We have two very particular major arcana. The world and judgment. Judgment, karma. Whoa, major arcana. Did I say major arcana or karma? Because this card has me thinking of karma. Like it's a very particular time these days, astrologically. There's been a lot of, for lack of better words, balance being restored. And you're either along for the ride or you're getting tossed the fuck in the car. You know what I mean? Like you're just getting, like, come on, no backseas. We're not wasting this gas. You know what I mean? It's time. Okay, now let's look at the way they're lining up instead of just these two here. The fact that this is lining up together. What's at the bottom? Oh my goodness. The freaking 10 of Pentacles are at the bottom, fam. You know the general vibe as far as I'm concerned. The freaking 10 of Pentacles. Man. Are they all represented? We got cups. We got swords. We got pentacles. You're not doing this work for nothing. You are definitely not doing all of this work for nothing. You know there's more. You've witnessed it, so you know it's a thing. You know what's possible. And that's what enables you now. It's like, even if I haven't experienced it myself, I've witnessed it. You know, I always think, like, how about we stop worrying about meeting our idols and we stop needing idols? We stop idolizing. We learn the difference and teach the differences between idolization and inspiration. Like, oh, cool. Thank you for showing me what's possible. Now I'm going to do my own thing. You know what I mean? That's the Witch of the Tarot. That's the Dancer of the Tarot. So you're being reminded to keep finding the joy in life. Maybe things have been a little too serious in this gaining of self-control and moving, you know, this transition into this new phase of life, right? You're losing sight of something very integral. Is that the right time for that word? What's going on there? Brain, please. Like, you're being beckoned off of your mountain. Whatever you needed to do in that hermit mode, like, you did the thing. Now, whatever, you know, so stop worrying about not being good enough. Fam, no one compares to you. No one can do this like you. That's not just lip service or whatever. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. You not only have a king out here, you have a queen. You got a couple of pages and a knight, for crying out loud. The ones that aren't freaking A are still freaking A. You've been healing. We started off with the 8 of Cups and we ended with the 3 of Swords. If these are like chapters in a book, that's the epilogue, right? That's a little extra. And this is the vibe of the whole dang thing. The 10 of freaking Pentacles is what you've been working toward, is what you want. And if you want it, if your soul wants it, and you know you can have it because you've seen what's possible, why wouldn't you have it? Why wouldn't you be able to claim that for you? Past, present, future, whatever the fuck, man, right? This doesn't have to be blood relatives. This doesn't only have to be all of the money that you could ever possibly want. It's that vibe of your legacy, of being beyond harvest. You know what I mean? The things that you're working toward aren't just a matter of getting a new house, getting a new home, taking care of your family, going, you know, paying your bills. It's been a very serious root system that you've been working on. Maybe you had to till and start fresh. And this has been a long journey. And it's coming to fruition. That's what this is all trying to say. Like, it's coming to fruition. You're doing the thing. And as long as you keep doing, you're good. It's okay to, like, be in that future. Right? Because you're not going to be crazy with your money. You've learned a lot about that. whether you care about it or not. Some of us don't care about money, but we respect the resource, you know? You know? We like taking care of others too. That ebb and flow of the give and receive of life and the world, and being like the realization of just how connected we are. Sometimes the wheel is bringing us up and it's great, and sometimes we gotta make sure that we're comfortable in the dark. But we're not supposed to get stuck in the dark. There's balance here, so we can talk about dualities. We can talk about the masculine and feminine energies all we want. But what I'm sensing is going beyond that. This is like a full, well-rounded existence that we're talking about here. Above the duality into that singularity. That is you now, or can be. If you let the wounds heal and you have those scars, it's just different. It's more bittersweet, right? It doesn't drag you down with it anymore. It doesn't have to. The laughter doesn't have to be a mere momentary distraction. It can be from the roots, you know what I mean? It can be a full-bodied laugh, as it should. Maybe, okay, now I'm thinking of cortisol levels. Make sure, there are a lot of ways to check, including videos here on YouTube. Sometimes when we're in survival for a while, I mean, excuse me, and our cortisol levels can get really high, and they really don't need to stay there. You know what I mean? That's no good. So that's part of the balance of watching what you eat and making sure you're getting enough water and all that grooviness. Maybe look into that too. You know, I'm never going to tell people to not go to a doctor. May you have options when it comes to the medical things. May you be able to see a doctor. May you be able to check things like that. And if not, or either way, you know, different opinions and all those etceteras, there are videos, there are ways to get an idea, at least for yourself. And if not, the exercises and things that can be done are still good for you. It's one of those win-win situations, really, but it's better to know than not, especially when it comes to yourself. It's better to know yourself than nah. It's better to heal than nah. And something like that is something that we can control, or try to have some kind of control on. It depends on our genetics, and, you know, you're definitely allowed to be exceptional around here, I tell you what. All right, let's check the extra notes before I babble even more, and just hopefully any of this makes some kind of sense. Goodness. Oh, man, this just like keeps happening. Oh my goodness. Oh, right. Okay, why don't we just do it this way, eh? Oh my goodness. It's just one of those days for me. How about you? You just need some V8 or something? You walking a little crooked? Shoulder checking yourself on the door frame. You just got to go to the bathroom, dang it. I think my foot's asleep. Like Kyle's cousin Kyle on South Park. My allergies. All right, I'm just going to cut the deck. Whoop, pardonnez-moi. Buffy quote, the hardest thing in this world is to live in it. Be brave. Live. Boosh. Yes. Time for a deep cleanse. And we're talking of the soul. You need to clear some blockages and darkness like promptly. There's an imbalance being called out. And what's on the bottom? Enjoy the silence while it lasts, fam, because woo! I also think of manifestations when I see the Queen of Wands, and she has the sunflower, so I think of autism too, because I am ADHD. And I love kitties. Okie dokie, fam. Thank you so much for joining me in this general tarot reading. May we all continue healing, because we have quite a life in the actual palm of our hand. Oh my goodness. Did I forget to... Fam. You got Judgment underneath the King of Cups, really? It's kind of like it's saying now that we're at this point, we're being beckoned off the mountain, Hermit. Notice there's no Hermit card in here. Nope, 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 nope. The before, the after, moving on. Hey, there you go. Enjoy the silence while it lasts, because it's about to apparently get noisy. Thank you so much for joining me and for your patience while I'm like, what? I hope that you have a wonderful day. And until next time, I love you.